Hi everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome to the feed where you can get full up of all these information that I'm giving you today. So, how's everyone been? I know I haven't been here for a week. It's just that I'm having a little family problems and a little depression mixed in with that, and it wasn't very happy last week. Back, so don't worry, I'm here, okay? There, I'm here. Anyway, so back to the feed. By the way, I've had no one give me their feed stuff. I specifically said, give me your stuff on your feed if you want me to talk about it, or stuff on any other type. It doesn't have to be YouTube. It can be a feed on something else that you particularly thought was crap or silly or just like, what the fuck, really? This is so left of center and you want me to talk about it? Tell me. Give it to me on my Facebook channel, and I am happy to do that for you. No problems needed. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so lately I've been watching a lot of comedians. So you'll see a lot of comedian stuff pop up, a lot of Dr. Phil, a lot of scary stuff too, because I've been watching a lot of ghosty stuff and everything else. So you'll see. Anyway, so Bert Kreischer, I'm not sure how to say his name, sorry, but I love him. I think he's fantastic. I've been watching a lot of his stuff. He is a very, very, very funny man, and I've come to love it. So if you haven't seen his stuff yet, please go do it. It is fantastic. He has been trending lately, so please check it out. 5 Unsolved Mysteries and Unexplained Events. I am a huge fan of Nuke Norway, who everyone calls him like the second PewDiePie, because he kind of sounds like him sometimes and can pretend to be him very well, because they're from the same country, I believe. But I love Nuke Norway. I am a huge fan of his, especially his scaring videos. They're my favorite. But lately I've been watching his top 5s and all his scary top 5s, because he does a very good job. And he's been coming out with a new story. Apparently there's a new story out about a guy on Twitter who keeps tweeting his ghost experience. So go check that out, Nuke Norway. He's pretty cool and I love his stuff. Also more celebrity ghost stories, which I've been watching. This is John Waters, for everyone who doesn't know. The original Hairspray, the Hairspray play, the Hairspray movies, everything else was made by this man, who is completely campy. Style of directing and producing is really, really, really cool. He also made Pink Flamingos. If no one's go and watch that. It's not for everyone. Everyone go and see Pink Flamingos. It is awesome. Not for everybody, but go check it out if you haven't already. But this guy is fantastic. Anyways, next one. Yeah, I'm over React already. They keep showing me React. It's like, I only watch React for the laugh compilations. I don't watch it for any other reason. So get out of my face. Oh, Stef Sanjati. I'm a huge fan of Stef Sanjati. I've said it in the past, but I'll say it again. Stef Sanjati, a huge fan of her. I think she's great. She's the bread mum. I love her quirks. I love how she's like retired at the moment, and I just love everything about her. She's amazing. Please go check out Stef Sanjati if you're a fan of cute little blonde Canadian girls. Check her out. Next one, Russell Peters. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm watching a lot of comedian stuff at the moment. They think, oh yeah, let's check some Russell Peters. But Russell Peters, I don't know, I'm over him. Like, I've watched him that many times. Like, you can only watch somebody so many times before you stop laughing, and that's sort of the same with me and Russell Peters. So yeah, he kind of makes me yawn. Next, Jacqueline Glenn. I'm a huge fan of her as well. She's the one who pointed me towards VidMe, because sometimes YouTube wants to take down my videos for no apparent reason because of their new algorithm. Screw you, YouTube, and your algorithm. But sometimes VidMe will they never take your videos down, whatever they are, and it's really cool like that. So yeah, so if you're having your videos taken down at the moment, VidMe is your answer. And thank Jacqueline Glenn for pointing you in that direction. But yeah, so this whole battle with her and Anisian, and also her boyfriend, who is Social Pros, like Richie from Social Repose on YouTube. They have a huge thing with Anisian. I'm not sure why. I hate Anision now. I used to watch him before I watched Richie and watched Jacqueline, and I'm not a fan of Anision anymore. He's made me so depressed. When I thought I found someone who was very kin to me, when I found out he's really weird, he's very strange. He has this thing about having multiple wives and multiple girlfriends, I think. And then his girlfriend's like a lesbian, not a lesbian, and I can never figure that whole thing out. It's so weird. And then he has children thrown into the mix of this, and he's so screwed up mentally and strangely, and has like his own house like it's a compound, and he's just a weird person, and I really don't like him. He's very sick and twisted and demented. He thinks he's always right when really he isn't. He reckons he's got facts that he backs things up with. He really doesn't. He really sucks balls. Literally, I hate him. But I like Jacqueline Glenn because she pretty much tells it how it is, and I'm pretty much the same. I tell things how they are, and she's got coloured hair too, so that's awesome. But also love Social Repose because I love his music, love him. He's funny, even though he's depressed like myself, but he's actually very upbeat and very funny about being upbeat and not depressed, you know, and where Anision's always depressed, always horrible, always attacking someone. So if you want to see the funniness against him, go check her out because she'll laugh and sit there and talk about him. Anyway, Ghost Adventures. I've been watching a lot of Ghost Adventures lately. I love Ghost Adventures. I am in love with Ghost Adventures. I'm not sure why, but it happens. So yeah, so that's been a thing. I love it. I can't watch it because I don't have any cable television or anything like that. I say cable television even though it's not really a thing anymore, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Next one. Also, I've been watching more of the psychics who are screwing up, and psychics who aren't really psychics, and with James Randi. I'm loving James Randi very much because even though I believe in the occult and I believe in ghosts and things like that, I believe that sometimes psychic people aren't really psychic and they do it for the money, and I don't think it's correct. So the fact that we got James Randi pointing out all these suckers, you know, and show how these failure of psychics, it's so cringe, and you feel for the people who've gone there for answers and they don't get real answers. It's just really awful. You know, and James Randi himself, he's the amazing Randi. He's a magician, and he has a James Randi Foundation, and what he does is, if you can prove to him that you are psychic, or you can prove to him that you have some sort of ability that is of the supernatural and that it is real, he will give you $1 million, no joke. And he has an offsider, I can't remember his name, but his offsider comes out to you and sees that you could do this and sets up a scientific experiment to show that you can do said power that you have. So yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. But yeah, he usually catches everybody out, and you don't get the $1 million if you can't come up with the goods. So yeah, I love that idea. But you know, doesn't make me less of a person who believes in the occult. It just makes me sad for people who try and tell us that they have these powers. And yeah, anyway, next. More Dr. Phil. I watch too much Dr. Phil. I think way too much. This is what I've been wanting to watch like all week. I haven't really touched it, but I should have. It's the aftershock of the Zozo Demon, when they had a really bad house that needed to be pulled down, about the Zozo Demon and what happened. I haven't watched it. I don't think I've watched that one, but I've got a feeling I kind of might have. Anyway, doesn't matter. A lot of Philly D. I watch Philip DeFranco is no lie. I watch his news programs, and I do watch when he's out with his interns doing funny things with his interns and all the people he works with. So yeah, I am a Philly D fan, people. I've been outed. Go watch it. It's always fun. I don't know why BuzzFeed. Like, I watch this about how they do rip off other people, and they rip off people's content, and they rip off certain things, and I really am not a fan of BuzzFeed for doing that. So if you go and check that out by Akila, obviously, she is really cool, and she does some really cool shit. So please check that out. What else? Oh, more Ting Ting. See, I've been watching a lot of Ting Ting lately, so please go check out Ting Ting. She is amazing and she gives great tingles in the ASMR game. Totally that. More Dr. Phil. Family Guy again. Look, I don't watch Family Guy, guys, so the fact that, you know, Family Guy keeps appearing on my feed, thank you, YouTube, I think you're wonderful and all, but I'm not into Family Guy, especially people who keep putting up other people's work as their own. I think it's disgusting, but thank you very much, YouTube, thank you, but no, I don't watch Family Guy anymore. I grew up, you know, I'm now like an old person and I don't really watch a lot of Family Guy, so thank you. Capuchin Monkey, I'm a huge fan of Monkey Boo at the moment. As I keep telling you guys, Monkey Boo is amazing, so go check him out. He is cute and super ultra adorable. Like, he's what, as I said, he's like watching a naughty baby and it's just funny to watch. Also Prestige Clips. I'm not really into video game sort of looking at things like a GTA fail or anything like that. I'm not a huge fan of video games or anything like that. But I don't know, I haven't been watching anything like that. Maybe it's because I've been watching my friend on Wilco's Chill Zone. If you watch that on your YouTube channels, you'll find that channel. And also he has a Twitch stream where he has Wilco's Chill Zone or Wilco's what do they call it? The Super Hyper Train. If you go and watch Super Hype Train on Twitch, sometimes they will have games that they are running or things that they're talking about, particular games, the history of a game and where it came from and what we have today versus what we had then. I always find those talks to be quite interesting and quite fun. So please go watch Super Hype Train and also watch Wilco's Chill Zone on the Twitch or on the internet, which he record the Twitch anyway. He also has a live stream of live stream thing as well, so go check that out. So go check it out on Facebook, Twitter and Twitch and YouTube. Check him out because he's a pretty cool dude and friend of mine, so check him out also. Next up, serial killers. I'm not into watching serial killers. Why does it keep showing me I'm into like funny, weird stuff, but not serial killers. I don't know. I don't like watching anything about serial killers. I love like crime and true crime. I think that's really cool to watch, but not on YouTube. For some reason, I can't. Oh, if it's 48 hours and it was 48 hours here, fine. But someone's putting killer serial. No, thank you very much, but no, thank you. For people who faked their disappearance, and that's interesting to me. See, I'll watch Vintage Files and they'll talk about something in particular. That's great. I think that's cool. So I would watch that. 5 Amazing Finds Beneath the... See, I think that's things like that are really interesting to me. Things that you never... Like a very left of center, very shower thoughty sort of stuff. And then people give it to you and you're like, oh, I'm going to learn something different. So, because I'm always up for learning, always learning a new experience. So, yeah, why not? Like, watch something really cool and find out what's beneath the Sahara. Like, wow, that's interesting. And this one is from OWN, which is Oprah's Women's Network, if anyone didn't know what that meant. I'm not into watching Oprah. I'm not a huge fan of Oprah. My mum was a huge fan of Oprah back in the day when I was a kid. I was never a fan of Oprah. I was always like... She used to be on in the morning here in Australia, and it used to be Oprah, like so Judge Judy in the morning, then Oprah, then Dr. Phil. So I would watch Judge Judy, and then I would wait for Oprah to finish, so I would go off and do something for an hour, and then come back and wait for Dr. Phil, because I'm waiting for Dr. Phil to get on. Like, who in the hell wants to watch Oprah? Like, I'm sorry, if she's your queen and everything, I'm not a huge fan. Even when she came to Australia and then badmouth Australia, like, what? So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Oprah's stuff, so excuse me for living. And I know it has like a 12-year-old struggle with morbid obesity. That's like that's a cool story and all, but I don't know. I feel that a lot of kids these days will get morbid obesity because they don't know how to stop eating or when to stop eating, because their lives are too busy full of information technology, and they just think that they're bored and they're hungry all the time, and kids will completely keep eating. Plus all the bad cheap food out there as opposed to the really nutritious expensive food. I get it. But I'm on a diet of not eating sugar, not eating caffeine, not eating bad fatty foods, eating the good fatty foods, eating all foods. I eat my mum's cooking still, but I eat a small amount of it. And if she's cooking something that's really like bad, I will eat a smaller amount of it just to be nice, you know. I don't eat large amounts of food, and I've stopped myself from feeling bored or hungry or whatever. And if I want a snack, it becomes a healthy thing. I either eat like oats as a snack, I eat muesli, not muesli bars, I don't eat them anymore because they're full of sugar. Apples, and I also eat what do you call them, walnuts. I eat walnuts a lot. I love walnuts, and I'll eat them like always. Like I find apples and walnuts together is a great combination for crunch, and also the like sweet versus like a savory sort of taste. I always love that combination together. It tastes pretty good. So yeah, and I find that if kids start loving vegetables and fruits more, then they and flush the sort of fatness out of their system, they wouldn't need the taste or crave the sugar that they like really have. Like they even talk about these days that sugar, like when we're born out of the womb, we are born to crave sugar. And I think that's an appalling thing. And the sugar companies get huge kickbacks from us eating a lot of sugar. So I think that's rather disgusting and ill. So yeah, I don't eat sugar. I eat natural sugar of apples and things like that, but I don't eat the refined stuff because, well, it's all bad for you. And in my cup of tea, I'll have a mint tea with no milk, no sugar, and it's pretty damn nice. Like, because the peppermint's already a flavor in itself, and it's a natural way of eating a sugar but not feeling the intense high I get from sugar. With sugar, it also affects your mood, and because I have anxiety and because I have depression, having sugar is not a good thing for me, because I can have an intense high and feel euphoric and happy like a kid on red cordial, or I can feel really funny and cloudy and foggy and really narky and can get very nasty to people for no reason, or feeling shitted off because I had sugar. Sugar is not my friend, and knowing this and knowing that if I get rid of it out of my system and eat real food instead of packaged food or other food, then I'm good, you know. And this is the thing, even when I go out to eat, I have to look for alternatives that are healthy to me, things that I can and can't have, you know. And it's a bit of a bummer, and I don't get to eat McDonald's, and I don't get to eat chips, and I don't eat all the fun foods that everyone gets to eat, but I still get to do fun things. I still get to, you know, I still get to eat like curries with my mom and rice, and I still get to eat a lot of other cool things. But, you know, I have to eat in moderation, and I have to eat smaller amounts. And with children, going back to the case of, you know, morbid obesity and kids, they don't know how big or small they should be eating, and it's for us adults to teach them, and it's for us adults to show them that sure there's a carrot, and sure there's a pea, and sure you've got beans and lettuce and other greenery and things, and it might sound boring, but it's for us as adults to try and make that interesting, so that to them they go, oh, my favorite vegetable is blah, my favorite vegetable is the, you know, and show them that they've got enough fiber, flavor, and everything else for them to eat, because the more color in your diets, the better antioxidants you're getting for your body that are fighting the bad fight inside your stomach. So it's all about stomach, people. It's all about keeping you healthy, fit, and happy. And yes, I know I've just talked about a diet like for the longest time, but I just want to see people happy and healthy, and this just sort of brought up something in me that is something that's near and dear to me. So hope everyone there is happy and healthy, and you're eating the right things, and hope you're okay. And I'm sounding like a worried, terrified mother, but I'm not really. And that I hope you enjoyed today's feed, and that I didn't drivel on too much, but I love you guys, and I do want to see you back here and not have a stroke or a heart attack or anything of that matter because you didn't eat the right stuff or you smoked too heavily or etc. So please go find healthy alternatives. It is turning from spring to summer here in Australia, so you kind of need a bikini bod. Oh yes, you do. And everything needs to, you need to feel healthy and happier even for your family, friends, and for yourself. Like mainly for yourself. So I hope everyone's doing that. I hope everyone had a great day. Please watch more comedians because they make you laugh. It's also good for the heart and for your face to laugh, and healthy and it takes away calories when you laugh. So that's even a more positive thing. And just watch all these YouTubers and things, because it is coming to Halloween at the moment, and I love how YouTube is getting scary and actually putting up real scares for a change. I think they might have heard me when I said I need real ghosts, and well, I've been hit with a dozen real ghosts lately, so I'm so happy with this because I'm a huge fan of ghosts. So I love you guys. I will see you next time, and bye. Mwah!